Hello, mathematicians. Today we are going to talk about the law of cosines. The law of cosines can also be used to find side lengths and angle measurements for any triangle. So this works for non-right triangles. Okay. The key here is that you are going to be given an angle and an unknown side. So here you're going to know two sides and an angle. So let's just say I know the angle but not the side. So these two go together. Okay. So you're going to have the side squared equal the other two sides, which should be given. So the side across from the angle squared equals the other two sides squared added together minus 2 times b, the one side, times c, times cosine of our angle. So the key here is the side and the angle have to be on opposite sides of the equation. The side and the angle that match each other are on opposite sides of the equation. Okay? So based off of whatever angle we're given, its matching side have to be on opposite sides. So we are going to use this if it's not a right triangle and we know two sides and an included angle. So here, let's see what I was talking about. We're given 65 degrees and its opposite side is x, unknown. That's what we're looking for. Those two have to be A and the angle A. Since they are a match, they have to be on opposite sides. So little a is the side, x. So I'm going to have x squared equals. Now B and C are these opposite sides that we know. So I'm going to have 7 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 7 times 12. So I'm using the 7 and 12 only on this side. Times cosine, what's the angle that measured x? 65. So the key is these two go together. They have to be on opposite sides, the side and the angle. And then the rest of the formula goes with the two sides that we're given. At this point, we can use a calculator and solve. 7 squared is 49. 12 squared, 144. Minus 2 times 7 times 12. And this is 168. Cosine 65. You can go ahead and enter that now into your calculator. 49 plus 144 minus 168 times cosine 65 and hit enter. X squared equals 122. And what do you have to do last? Square root both sides. X equals 11. So using this formula, the biggest thing is that this is the side that matches this angle. These are the other two sides that don't have a match. Okay. So let's try another one. Again, find your match, the angle and the side. Those have to be on opposite sides of the formula. Okay. So fill in the side squared equals, next we're going to have these other two sides, so 25 squared plus 20 squared minus what comes next? 2 times 25 times 20. And lastly, times cosine of the angle 108. So these two were opposites. Those were a match. They went together. And then these were the other two sides. Go ahead and enter some information for me. 25 squared, 625. 20 squared, 400. Minus 2 times 25 times 20. 1,000 times cosine of 108. Go ahead and enter all of that in on your calculator. X squared equals 1,334.02, which should become just 0.0. Since it asks us to round to the nearest tenth. And now what do we need to do? Take the square root of both sides. And you can just hit the square root. And you can hit second answer right here. If I hit second, then answer, it'll take the square root of whatever this was, so I don't have to worry about all those decimals. So if I just hit second, it'll bring up the square root sign. And again, hit second. The minus sign has the answer right above, so that means whatever was in the calculator will get plugged in next. So the square root of this whole thing. And that gives us 36.5. Nice job. For this one, when I find my match, my angle is the piece that is unknown. Okay? So when I look at my formula, these two have to be on opposite sides. This is my B and C. So this is the angle, this is going to be the side and the angle that are opposite. So this side will be all by itself, 7 squared equals. These two are the ones I plug into the rest of the formula. B squared plus C squared. Then what? Minus 2 times 12 times 11 times cosine of the angle, but what do I put there? X. Okay. So now we need to do some solving. 7 squared, 49. 12 squared, 144, plus 11 squared, 121, minus 2 times 12 times 11, 264 cosine x. I can combine these pieces here. And get 265 minus 264 cosine x. I eventually need to get this x by itself. So I need to get rid of what is not attached. Well, negative 264 is attached. So that's all attached to x. So how do I get rid of 265? Minus 265. And that is negative 216. I'm getting closer to having x by itself. This is a times. How do I undo the times negative 264? Divide by negative 264. And that's going to give you a long list of decimals. Positive 8181 goes on forever. Equals cosine x. Leave that on your calculator, just like that. Because now, how do I get rid of a cosine if I want to get to this x? Arc cosine, both sides. And we can type this into our calculator, hit second, arc cosine. And if I left this on my calculator, I can use this answer button down here to plug in all those long decimals. Second, hit this minus sign, and it'll plug in this long list of decimals so I don't have to round. Close my parenthesis and hit enter. X equals 35.1 degrees. The key is to match these two up. Whichever side and angle go together, those are the ones that have to be in the correct spot. The other two fill in this missing part. Nice job today, mathematicians.